One of the first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And for the Cavaliers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
They come.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Cleveland, Larry Nance out there with Williams. Then there's Irving. Then there's Doherty. And it's Price in at the shooting guard position. And guys, everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq, Robinson did it for Tim Duncan, and that's really what great players do.
The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Irving's got 5 points now this quarter.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If the shot isn't there, they're not forcing. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Tiny is checked in for Cleveland. Here's Tony. Iverson outside. Here's McGinnis. Williams with the steal. Now Cleveland moving it up. And here we go. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor. And getting back to Kyrie, many felt the addition of LeBron would cut down on Kyrie's playmaking opportunities. But Kyrie was near his career average in assists last season. That even further indicates how seamlessly the two superstars were able to gel.
You know, talking about the effect LeBron had on Kyrie last year, they looked fantastic working together, but the stat sheet also bears that out. Kyrie hit over 40% of his threes for the first time in his career, and he posted the lowest turnover rate of his career, too.
And that one's good. Chamberlain got 6.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Now here's Nance. And he also played really well in that win against the Heat. Doherty, again the Cavaliers score.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And Philadelphia calls time here. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
Yeah, and these teams pretty familiar with one another. They'll face off 4 times this year.
And you know, Greg, both would love to get the upper hand early. This game to me is psychological as much as anything. I mean, a win here provides that edge you're looking for.
Out to Iverson. Back to Chamberlain. And here's Tony. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And he gets it to go.
How good is that? defender look foolish at times.
The Cavaliers leading by 15. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
With the teardrop, great D that time from Irving.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead. And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
Now here's Iverson. And Williams good off the cross.
Talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. Cleveland also making some changes. Ilgauskas is checked in for Doherty. LeBron comes in for Larry Nance. And it's Carr in for Tiny. That's good from Irving. Here's Cheeks. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. With the teardrop, it's rebounded by Carr. The Cavaliers leading by 20. Here's James. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 3 assists in the game. 76ers have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Irving kicks to Barkley. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4. There's 1:54 left in the first half.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
And that one's good, Irving. Irving's got 15 points.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no lying in those totals.
Cheeks the pass to Malone. Off target with the free throw line, James.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Here's Cheeks following the score by Cleveland.
And let's check out some stats for Kyrie Irving. He had a strong showing last season. He was around 21 points per game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And you look at his score, and he was #1 on the team last season.
And, Greg, I liked his ability to play through contact, his exceptional concentration. That allowed him to be a great finisher.
And the champ by Ilgauskas.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
And finished off by LeBron.
Man, that is a great move off the baseline and a big-time play at the basket.
Fantastic reverse dunk, Clark. Had to get up high for that one.
And I tell you what, that's the kind of play that could really spark a team.
They get the rebound. Banked in off the glass. And 11 points for the Bulldozer.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
James can't hit. And the 76ers go the other way with it. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Easy breezy passes to Cheeks. Malone, a screen on Irving. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Passes to Easy Breezy. Poke loose. And now the Cavaliers. Pass break. And the dunk by Carr.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the fifth?
Cavaliers running away with this one. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Like I was saying, yo, like and subscribe, yo.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. LeBron James had it going on in the first quarter. He had 16 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, they built this lead in large part because of the sharpshooters off the bench. The subs played a superb game. Get it? Sub, superb. Oh, I'm rolling tonight. I mean, they played like starters.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
Well, when you look at the opponent field goal percentage, that tells the whole story. They gave them way too many good looks. When they come out of the break, they got to play way tougher, Ernie. Get those hands up. Get in your opponent's face. Do something.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
What a game for LeBron. He's got 16 points and the 1 steal.
And we're seeing him at his very best today. Just really a joy to watch.
Well, I know I'm thoroughly enjoying it because he's amazing when he's on top of his game like this.
Allen Iverson out there with easy breezy. Then there's Chamberlain. Then there's Iguodala. And it's Barkley in at the 4. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half. And for the 76ers, they're shooting at 50% in a decent groove.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
Now here's Iverson. Just 5 to shoot. Barkley, no good.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Here's LeBron following the basket made by Wilt Chamberlain and stolen by Chamberlain. Barkley against James. Easy breezy passes to Iguodala. Barkley goes in. Pass to Chamberlain. And he slams it one-handed.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
Well, guys, once again, the 76ers finished second to last in the East. Amazingly managed to win fewer games against the East than they did the year before, which was 14 wins in 2014.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Nance comes in for Williams, and it's Price in for Irving. Cleveland's gotten off 4 shots from three-point range tonight and buried every one of them. One thing, Greg, about Philadelphia, you talked about this, only 12 wins for them last year against the East.
And Kevin, how about not getting a win against their own conference until December? I mean, as bad as the Sixers were last year, though, they weren't the worst. So sometimes, even for me, I still can't fathom that's the case.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
And guys, this 76ers team still trying to forge an identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Brett Brown as he addressed his team. He was intent on running the offense through the bulldozer. coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
Thank you, Doris. Well, the 76ers do go at the basket without hesitation. They're fearless, Clark, going inside. Led the NBA last season on points off drive.
Well, you know, I like to say you've got to use what you have. They didn't have many shooters, so that means head down, get to the rim.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Iverson dishes to Chamberlain. Iguodala kicks to Chamberlain. Here's Iverson. And it's good. Through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team. And season trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Iguodala outside. Out to the right wing. Greer. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. Iguodala's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they played best mid-season. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
Here is Carr. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Nance, and he gets it to go.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
Easy breezy passes to Iverson. Fires for 3, and James pulls it down.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
To the right side. Doherty dishes to Price. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. The more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
Iverson with the ball. He has 5. Lets it fly from 18. Cavaliers have gotten every shot to drop since halftime. They're 5 for 5 from the floor. The shot's good from LeBron.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Price against Iverson. Can they get it? It's rebounded by Cleveland. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder, how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it. In part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Moses Malone. He's checked in for Chamberlain. McGinnis comes in for Andre Iguodala. Irving's checked in for Easy Breezy. And Cheeks is subbed in for Allen Iverson. Then for the Cavaliers, Ilgauskas is checked in for Nance. Miller comes in for Carr. And it's Tony in for Price. There's the steal. Cheeks kicks to Irving. Got a piece of it. But they get it back. Another shot.
That shit out there.
It's hauled in by LeBron.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
Ilgauskas. And the Cavaliers call time here. Philadelphia last year struggled in a number of ways, Greg. The big one was they couldn't make shots as a team. Very basic.
Kevin, lowest field goal percentage in the entire league, and by a wide margin. Hard to get any wins when that's the case.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Williams is checked in. There's 31 seconds left here in the third quarter. Nice shot by James.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Tiny, the pass to Miller. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Here's Cheeks. Here's McGinnis. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Cavaliers on top, just dominating this one. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And the 76ers shooting 43% for the game. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Thompson is out there with Nance. Then it's Tiny. And it's Andre Miller. And it's Ilgauskas in at the 5. Malone. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Malone's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the 76ers. Miller kicks to Thompson. It's a pick by Ilgauskas. Over to the wing. It's tipped. Malone with the steal. Here's Cheeks. The pass to McGinnis. Cheeks kicks to Tony. Shoots from the baseline. And he's able to get it back. That's tipped and stolen by Miller. And here we go with Miller running up the court. And it's sent back by Irving. Here's Cheeks. Pass to McGinnis. Off on the layup.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Cheeks the pass to Tony. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. The feed to Ilgauskas. Good for the fifth time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
And the foul called on the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
Chamberlain's checked in for the 76ers. Shoots from 14. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Feeds it to Nance. Shoots from 14. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
McGinnis against Thompson. Floats one up. McGinnis' shot is off.
Boy, he blew the easy 2 by profile. Trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
The 3. And another 3 for Cleveland.
We're seeing the shots start to fall for them now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this has been an extremely efficient second half for them up to this point.
Here's Cheeks. He feeds it to Tony. Drains the three-pointer.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
Now here is Miller. And the jam by Ilgauskas.
Andre Miller, one of the best dime droppers around.
76ers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. The offensive rebound. Here's Chamberlain. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Now here's Thompson. That's in, coming off an assist from Miller.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
McGinnis' shot is off.
You can see how much the defense respects him. I mean, they were all over him on that look.
Here's Ilgauskas, and there's another one for the Cavaliers.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
76ers have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Irving attacking. Outside Tony. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Cleveland's gone off with a 3-pointer tonight. They're a perfect 7 of 7.
You know, guys, coaching in the NBA is not for the faint of heart. Very little job security. I mean, in essence, you get hired to be fired. Let's face it, it's hard to make a bunch of millionaires do what you tell them to when they might be around longer than you will.
So it's Philadelphia now, following the score by Cleveland. Here's McGinnis. And it's off the back rim, no good.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaking.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
Philadelphia's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. And speaking of coaching, sometimes you'll hear that the coach lost the team. When that happens, is that it, Clark? What's your read on it?
You know, I don't quite buy that. I think it's really rare. Winning can cover up a lot of things, and ultimately it does come down to that, being able to smooth out the rough spots, and winning is the best elixir for that.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Cavaliers.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight, tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And it's always nice to get win number 1 against an opponent you'll be seeing a total of 4 times over the course of the year. They really set the tone tonight for their season series against the 76ers.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for LeBron James. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Now here's Thompson. Shot clock at 6. Out to the wing. Here's Tiny. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
They get a hand on it, and stolen by Miller. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, LeBron James. He had no problem getting back into a shooting rhythm to start the second half, nailing all 4 of his first 4 field goals.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did. Only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night. And we'll see you again soon, but not soon.
And I can't quit, all I know is HBK, yeah, you know how we and I can't quit, all I know is wherever I go, my homies come to. I love my squad. We up in this thing. I love my squad. I love my squad. I love my squad. I love my squad. Make your lady back up in this, hop up in the 6, and you should ignore these rappers, man. They say anything. Call me Susie Piggy Bank. I got plenty change. She rep HBK over everything. Married to the game with the wedding rag. Everybody try to duplicate. We just in the bag. Young and making plenty cake. Get my straight. I'm a heartbreak vet. Being broke, what I can't accept. I'ma hold it down to the depths. No Reeboks, cause it's all about a check. Bet $1 million that your man ain't like this. Cause I stack my chips. I'm on my grind. Mind on money, money.